Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys. My name is Eric Pate. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Racing with Eric Pate. Now, there's one main reason why this episode I chose we are not going to do a slideshow as normal. It's just because we have like 5 topics that we need to discuss in this week's episode. 5 major things that I think that feels like that needs to be talked about. We usually have one, but I could not pick which one of the 5 that I should include in this episode. So for the sake for this episode, we're just gonna get right into talking about it. So the first topic, first major thing that happened over the weekend was Ty Gibbs kind of threw a little bit of a temper tantrum and caused a 15-car pileup. Shortly after the restart, completely blocked between turns the area between turns 3 and 4 at Sonoma. Just completely blocked it. I don't know what brought it on. I was just paying attention more to the race. So he did throw a little bit. I don't know. People are saying it's a tantrum. I don't think it was. I think it was just hard racing and whatnot. So, yeah. Next thing we're on the agenda is SVG or Champagne Gisbergen and Austin Hill. Why won't we actually just go ahead and go through the Xfinity results while we are on the topic? I think we should just go ahead and go through the Xfinity results while we're on the topic of the Xfinity series. And we'll also go through their points. Because like I said, we are not... Alright, Chris Bush, I don't care. But anyway, just because we're already talking about the Xfinity series, we'll just go through the results and everything. Apparently at COTA, they were racing a little hard, and Austin Hill took out SVG. Well, on the final restart of the Xfinity race, SVG and Austin Hill tangle, and SVG or Champagne Gisbergen went on to win the race. On the cool down lap though, I think was funny what he did. He decided to do a burnout either behind Austin Hill and then went around Hill while doing it. Now Champagne Gisbergen has been known to do these kinds of burnouts around the track and whatnot. This is his second career win, second time in 2 weeks that he has won, both on road courses. But I like the comment that Austin Hill made. Austin Hill has had a reputation of trying to play victim especially within the last couple years when he tried to, when he's been the one that's been wrecking people and whatnot. He intentionally wrecked Cole Custer at Charlotte and tried to play victim in Charlotte. Anyway, he did his normal post-race interview and tried to play victim again, but he decided to say something I thought was pretty smart. I'm just reading off my computer, by the way, so we're just going to read off the race results from my computer. Same thing what I'm about to read off here. This is from Austin Hill. He was being interviewed by Josh Sims, I think it was. I'm just going to leave it to the keyboard warriors on this one. I let them figure out what happened. I mean, that's basically saying I just let them decide. Again, as usual, the race results will also be in the description if you actually want to see where your favorite driver finished, because I'm just going to read them off real quick. We'll get to the Cup Series stuff in just a second. I just feel like right now we're just going to go ahead and go through our points and for the Xfinity Series and the results while we're on the topic. We might do this from now on. Anyway, Riley Hurst was 10th, and this is stage 1. And we're going to read backwards. We're going to read backwards today, because why not? Riley Hurst, 10th in stage 1. Parker Reslaf, 9th. Anthony Alfredo, 8th. Sammy Smith, 7th. Chandler Smith 6th, John Hunter Nemechek 5th, Parker Kligerman 4th, Austin Hill 3rd, AJ Allmendinger 2nd, Shane Van Gisbergen was the Stage 1 winner. Stage 2, Parker Retzlaff was 10th, Justin Allgaier 9th, Parker Kligerman 8th, John Hunter Nemechek 7th, Chandler Smith 6th, Cole Custer 5th, Sheldon Creed 4th, Jesse Love 3rd, Shane Van Gisbergen 2nd, and Ty Gibbs won the second stage. And now, time for the full field rundown. The 34th through 38th were all out of the race. So, for now on, I am going to tell you what positions were out of the race. So, so if you did not watch any of these races and you want to know where your favorite driver finished and want to know why they finished so bad, it's mainly because they're probably were out of the race. This is the race results. Now, the last race results. Brandon Jones, 38th. Josh Williams, 37th. Jeff Burton, 36th. Ty Gibbs, 35th. Thomas Inunizada, 34th. Sammy Smith, 33rd. 32nd, Haley Deegan. Anthony Alfredo, 31st. Kai Rutherman, 30th. 29th, Leon Hunman. Boris Said, 28th. 27th, Garrett Smithley. 26th, Ryan Ellis. Preston Pardis, 25th. Brad Perez, 24th. Kyle Sieg, 23rd. 22nd was Jeremy Clements. 21st, Mike DiBenedetto. Ryan Sieg, 20th. 19th, Alex Abay. 18th, Blaine Perkins. 17th, AJ Allmendinger. Josh Bilicki, 16th. Ed Jones, 15th. Brandon Poole, 14th. 13th, Riley Hurst. Jesse Love, 12th. Parker Retzlaff, 11th. 10th, Parker Kligerman. 9th, Cole Custer. John Hunter Nemechek, 8th. 7th, Chandler Smith. Justin Allgaier, 6th. Austin Hill, 5th. Austin Green, 4th. Sim Mayer, 3rd. Sheldon Creed, 2nd. And from the pole, Shane Van Gisbergen. And it's going to take a look at their points, see where they are. And now I will also say how many points they have. Now, I'm going to do it based off of the tiebreaker will go to the guy with more wins or more stage wins. So I do see a tie here. Here we go. Where's my phone? Oh, wait a minute. I forgot about something. We're doing the top. I keep forgetting we're doing the top 12. All right. Sammy Smith is 12th with 336 points. Sam Mayer is 11th, 339 points. Shane Van Gisbergen, 362 points. Parker Kligerman, 379 points. Sheldon Creed, 396 points. Riley Hurst, 403 points. AJ Allmendinger, 409 points. Jesse Love is 5th with 435 points. Justin Allgaier is 4th with 485 points. Austin Hill is 3rd with 497 points. Only reason, even though he's 2nd, he is tied with 2nd with Chandler Smith, and it shows Chandler Smith as 3rd. But the only reason why I'm doing Chandler Smith as the 2nd place guy with also 497 is I do it based off of wins. Who has some more wins? They're tied with wins. Then I go to more stage wins. And Chandler Smith has that edge. And then Cole Custer is our points leader with 509 points. So, if you were a Denny Hamlin fan in this race, hopefully you only watched the 2 laps that he was in the race in. Because that's how many laps it took before his engine just expired. As somebody who's a Denny Hamlin hater, this was not a good points day for Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin's trying to win the regular season championship. he's Kyle Larson took over the place. Hamlin took the first place in the regular season title, mainly because Kyle Larson missed out in Indy, and then with him getting his waiver approved, we'll get to Kyle Larson in just a couple minutes here. But with Larson getting his waiver approved, he got everything back that he was supposed to get. With like he got his stage points stripped and whatnot, his playoff points, because he did not have intent. No, because he did not start the Coke 600, but he did still had intent to start it. Anyway, let's get to the stages first. No, now let's get to. So Denny Hamlin's day was basically done before it. While the guys were just getting settled in, while the guys were just settling in for the race, Denny Hamlin's engine just said nope and expired. Martin Truex, who was battling with Chris Buescher and Kyle Larson at the end of this race, Kyle Larson pitted a little too late. I thought it was too late for Kyle Larson to catch back up. Again, we'll talk about Kyle Larson in just a moment. And holy crap. What intense battle. Reeled in Kyle Larson real quick. Again, we'll talk about him in just a second. Even though Larson went around both of them and passed him, and Larson went on to be the victor. Truex was on pace for a second place finish and then ran out of gas entering turn 11. He could not get back up to speed. Stopped before the start and finish line. Went from on pace or runner-up finish to a 27th place finish. It was not a great day for Martin Truex. But anyway, let's talk about Kyle Larson. I put it down as a Kyle Larson redemption because he got his waiver approved for the playoffs, and he will be eligible to race for a championship again in 2024. I made this comment already a couple times to other people, and I'm going to make it again. The three biggest threats for this year's championship. Now, I would say we're about to go to some really good tracks for guys like Joey Logano, Christopher Bell, Chase Elliott. Well, I don't know about Chase Elliott, but like definitely Logano, definitely for Christopher Bell. I mean, Logano we're going to a new track this week, and I'll explain my picks in just a second. But Logano's one of my picks, and I'll explain why in just a second, in just a couple minutes after we go through the results and whatnot. And then Christopher Bell, he's pretty good at. Out of his 4 races at Iowa, he was the victor. At New Hampshire, Christopher Bell has only had 2 races at New Hampshire where he didn't finish first or second. Only 2 races at New Hampshire has Christopher Bell. All but 2 races. Every start that Christopher Bell has had at New Hampshire, he has either won the race or he has finished runner-up. So, watch it. So, and Christopher Bell has a reputation of winning at Iowa as well. Where are we going after Iowa? Nashville's coming up. That could be a great that could be an excellent opportunity too for a couple of drivers. Like Joey Logano, like Christopher Bell, like Ross Chastain. Then after that, we have street course racing. Christopher Bell was the dominant car there too, about a year ago. So anyway, let's go ahead and go through the race results for the Cup race. We'll talk more about my picks and whatnot. So in just a few minutes, Todd Gilliland 10th. This is stage 1. Corey LaJoie 9th, Daniel Suarez 8th, Ross Chastain 7th, Michael McDowell 6th, Alex Bowman 5th, Chase Elliott 4th, Kyle Larson 3rd, Ryan Blaney 2nd, Reddick was the stage 1 winner. Stage 2, Harrison Burton 10th, Shelby Logano 9th, Ty Gilliland 8th, Eric Jones 7th, Brad Keselowski 6th, AJ Allmendinger 5th, Kyle Busch 4th, Martin Truex 3rd, Ryan Preece 2nd, and Chris Buescher 1st in Stage 2. And this is how they finished in the race. Like we just mentioned, Denny Hamlin was dead last in the race after engine expiring on lap 2. Ty Gibbs got involved in the wreck, but the damaged vehicle policy clock ran out. 37th. Same thing with Austin Dillon. Got in a wreck. Unfortunately, damaged vehicle policy clock ran out. That's actually going to be education today. I legit did not think about the education portion until just now. So that's going to be, I don't think I've talked about the damaged vehicle policy yet. Austin Dillon was 36th. Kim Waters, 35th. Basically, 32nd down were out of the race. Chase Briscoe had a transmission issue that put him out at 34th. Justin Haley had some steering issue that put him 33rd. Josh Berry had a suspension issue that put him 32nd. Will Brown was 24th. No, it was 31st. I was looking at how many points he got in the race. That was my bad. William Byron, where they started in the race. William Byron, 30th. John Hunter Nemechek, 29th. Dylan Hemrick, 28th. 27th, like I mentioned, Martin Truex. Noah Gragson, 26th. 25th, Harrison Burton. 24th, Ricky Stenhouse. Kaz Grell, 23rd. 22nd, Austin Cindric. 21st, our pole winner, Joey Logano. 20th was Bubba Wallace. 19th was Eric Jones. Ryan Preece, 18th. Carson Hocevar, 17th. 16th, Zane Smith. Alex Bowman, 15th. 14th, Daniel Suarez. Brad Keselowski, 13th. Kyle Busch, 12th. Corey LaJoie, 11th. Ty Gilliland, 10th. Christopher Bell, 9th. Tyler Reddick, 8th. Ryan Blaney, 7th. 6th, AJ Allmendinger. 5th, Ross Chastain. 4th, Chase Elliott. 3rd, Chris Buescher. 2nd, Michael McDowell. And like I mentioned, our winner, good old Kyle Larson. Let's go to our points now. I'm just reading off of what my computer says. And top 10 today, again, more top 10s, more wins, breaks, and so, okay, more wins breaks the tie. If the wins are still the same, it'll be the more stage points, which we do see a tie here, and we're going to have to give it between Ty Gibbs and Brad Keselowski. We're going to have to give it to Brad Keselowski, because Brad Keselowski does have a win, Ty Gibbs does not. Did we feel like just doing a top 16 today? Actually, if we're going to do that, alright. I'll include a picture at the end of the video what the playoff picture currently looks like. Alright, we're going to do a top 10 today for the Cup Series. 453 points for Ross Chastain, who is currently 10th. Christopher Bell is 465 points at 9th. Ty Gibbs is 8th with 466 points. 466 points get 2 for Brad Keselowski. He's getting a tiebreaker. Even in point standings, they gave him the tiebreaker because Brad does have a win on the year. William Byron, 495 points with 3 wins on the year. Martin Truex, 508 points. Tyler Reddick with a win on the year, 512 points. Denny Hamlin, 435 points with 3 wins on the year. Chase Elliott with 1 win on the year, 547 points at number 2. And currently leading the points at 561 with 3 wins on the year, Kyle Larson. Christopher Bell has 2 wins on the year. Alright. So, what is the damaged vehicle policy, you might ask? So, if a car gets involved in a wreck, we don't really need this anymore. I might need this for I just can't remember who I wrote down. I picked this week. But anyway. So, what the damaged vehicle policy is. Let me explain that real quick. So, the clock starts. So, if a car gets too heavily damaged, that it needs repair, but not too heavily, it's not too damaged for it to get out of the race. Now, let's say it's too heavily damaged for it not to be out of the race, but they need to make repairs to it. There is a allowed amount of time. I think it is 7 minutes. And the clock starts from the very minute you hit pit row. I kind of think this is stupid. I think it should start from the very second you hit your pit box to the very second you leave your pit box. But no, it's from the very second you pass the commitment line for pit row. And it's a yellow line at the entrance of pit row. And then there's another yellow line at the... When I was explaining pit row speeds, I did mention something about the commitment line. Commitment line will be a 5-minute video all by itself. Now, from the time it hits the commitment line, that's when the clock starts. That's when the 7-minute timer starts. Now, there needs to be plenty of time for the job. Now, they have to make repairs as fast as possible, with still, though, plenty of time for the people to say, hey, you need to go. You need to go, or else we're gonna be off the damaged vehicle, or else we're gonna be off the clock. And once the timer runs out on the damaged vehicle policy, once the timer runs out, you're done. Even if the clock hits 0 right when you're about to hit the exit line, I was told you're still done. They will not let you continue on. Now, you can clear the damaged vehicle policy. So, once you cross the exit line, the clock stops. But it doesn't reset. Now, I don't know if they reset it, if it can be reset, or you can keep making repairs from the same incident. But once the green flag comes back out, you make minimum speed. Now, the minimum speed is, I think, an average we'll take the average time from qualifying, I think. And if they hit that time, if they do a lap in that amount of time, I think they have 5 laps to do it at ovals. You're clear from the damaged vehicle policy. You cleared the DVP clock. You can come back down and continue making repairs throughout the race. But once that clock expires, you're done. And then you have to go to the Infield Care Center and blah, 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 blah. So there's that. Now, you know what? We got time. Well, my average episode usually lasts about 30 minutes. We're at 23 minutes. We got time. I'll go ahead and explain the commitment line. Give me 1 second here. Alright. I almost dropped my phone. So, imagine this piece of paper right here I'm holding. Imagine my notebook. The length of my notebook is the length of pit row. It's not, but just imagine. So you see I drew 2 lines here. This line and this line. Well, this is the entrance line, okay? This is your commitment to pit row. Now, usually there's like a square right here, which I did not draw. But once you hit that commitment line, there's no turning back. And all 4 tires have to be under this line. If only 2 of those tires hit it, it is a under green. It's a pass-through penalty. And under caution, it is to the tail end of the longest line. And then you, again, like mentioned when we talked about pit row speeds, you have to maintain pit row speed from the entrance line to the exit line on pit row. Alright, let's go ahead and discuss my picks for this weekend at Iowa. Now, these guys have won the last handful of short track races, or or has a reputation of how good they are at Iowa. Pick number 1, give me Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin won 2 of our 3 short track races we have had, and he won actually our 3 of the last 4 short track races we have won actually. And Iowa is a short track, and I would say watch out for him. We're going to skip over my next pick because I can just talk about all day long his reputation at winning at new tracks. William Byron, who won our last short track, has won a number of them. He only won 2 of them, and they're both from Martinsville, but he still can probably make some noise at Iowa. I put the third Big 3 driver as my next pick, Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson, he will start dominating short tracks and then slowly fade away, but he can make a statement. Truex, as of lately, Truex dominated 2 of our 3. Has dominated or has been a threat to win 2 of our last 3 short track races, so I say watch out for him. Christopher Bell has, like I mentioned earlier, won here twice. Ty Gibbs is my dark horse pick. He can make some noise at Iowa. He could get his first career win at Iowa. Now, why did I skip over my second pick? Well, let's talk about Joey Logano. He was my second pick to win this race. In 2021, we put some dirt down in Bristol. We decided to go dirt track racing in Bristol in 2021. Who won that race? Joey Logano on a late restart. And I think he led the most laps and had to held off Ricky Stenhouse to win the dirt track race there in Bristol. Now, it was his only win in 2021, but still. My next pick, give me the next race, was the 2022 Busch Light Clash. It was held at the LA Coliseum. And that was the first time ever we raced in the LA Coliseum. And he won. Even though it was a late race restart, he won that race. He still went on to win that race. I was, of course, not happy about it because I was a Logano hater at the time. So, same thing with Worldwide Technology. He won our first trip there, even though I did not like it very much because I was a Logano hater too at that point. And then not too long ago, he won the All-Star race at North Wilkesboro Speedway. And it was only the second time we were there. So Logano has a little bit of a good reputation at winning at new tracks. And I don't think that reputation is going to go away at Iowa. Yes, Logano did not have a great start to the 2024 season. I know the only good race he has had so far in 2024 was that All-Star race where he led all but one freaking lap. And it was lap 105 out of 200. So, still, I would still say, keep an eye out on Joe Logano this weekend. Anyway, like, subscribe, comment, favorite. Be nice, go be awesome. Eric Pate, don't hate. See you later.